you cannot get away with going on national television and making up a story about, say, a voting system that involves your ballots traveling from Georgia to various servers around the world that involve a U.S. covert military operation to secure a server in Germany so that QAnon folks can capture and find out what actually happened to these votes that have been sent by this system that wasn't even used in these areas in which the voting actually took place. Now, if you are a fan of Lou Dobbs,
I am.
Or if you're a fan like Jamie of Maria Bartiromo, or if you're a fan like Brendan is of Janine Pirro on Fox News.
I love the idea of Brendan in his free time.
Brendan has never not seen an episode of
she's a
of
weekend
Judge
host,
Janine.
right? So that's how he spends
If you
his
are
time.
one of those fans, you are probably maybe taking some Advil. Maybe you're seeing your doctor. Maybe you're going to try and get some type. Maybe you got one of those massage things because you have suffered whiplash. For weeks, these people have been telling you that this smart tech, am I saying that right? Smartmatic
There we go.
voting system with deep ties to the late Hugo Chavez and George Soros has been manipulating the voting. And apparently, at one point, Smartmatic said, you know what? I think we're done with this. We had no way, we were no way involved with the voting in Georgia. Our votes aren't sent to Germany or Romania. None of it. None of this is true. And in fact, since you're on television lying about it, we're going to send you a cease and desist order, and we may actually sue you, in which case bankrupt all of you. This is how Lou Dobbs reacted.
Lots of opinions about the integrity of the election, the irregularities of mail-in voting, of election voting machines and voting software. One of the companies is Smartmatic, and we reached out to one of the leading authorities on open source software for elections, Eddie Perez, for his insight and views. Eddie is...
I want to make something clear. When that Chiron says a closer look at the claims about Smartmatic, what it should read is a closer look at my, speaking of Lou Dobbs, claims about Smartmatic.
He goes, a lot of opinions about the voting.
Yeah, there's a lot of different opinions.
He didn't have a pretty clear one.
Exactly.
We reached out to them.
And here's the best part. Yeah, we reached out. No, we reached out to an expert. This is amazing. This piece, I think Smartmatic made it because the questions that are being asked don't seem to be being asked by anybody associated with Lou Dobbs' program. They just ran this PKG, what do they call it? EPK, this electronic press kit, essentially. And they're like, okay, here, we're going to give our show over to the people who are right.
Our legal team.
Our legal team is going to prepare this. Here we go. And we reached out to an expert, right? Okay, roll it.
Eddie Perez for his insight and views. Eddie is the Global Director of Tech Development at the Open Source Election Technology Institute. We asked him for his assessment of Smartmatic and recent claims about the company.
My recent claims.
Have you seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to flip votes anywhere in the U.S. in this election?
I have not seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to delete, change, alter anything related to vote tabulation.
Smartmatic says its software was never used outside of L.A. County in 2020. Do you know whether or not that's true?
That is my understanding. Smartmatic functioned.
Let's go. Wait, because I want to stop. Let's now. We have another version of this. Maria Bartiromo had to do the exact same thing. Let's run that one.
integrity, we have heard concerns about both voting machines and voting software, specifically a software company called Smartmatic. This week, we reached out to Eddie Perez for insight. He is the global director of tech development at the Open Source Election Technology Institute. His team develops open source software for elections. We asked him what he knew about Smartmatic and the claims some have made about that company.
Have you seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to flip votes anywhere in the U.S. in this election?
I have not seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to delete, change, alter anything related to vote tabulation.
Wait.
Wait, it's almost like that's the same clip.
It
that
seems
their
very,
legal team
very similar.
had to
I
force
love
them
the
to-
way
Fox News, Fox Business.
I love the way the producer on this, who's asking the questions, is able to replicate his intonations from the last package they ran. But
And I
wait a
love
second.
how they have the exact text on the screen, almost as if they copy and pasted it from the legal document provided to their legal team by Smartmatic, who said, look, we have a case. We have a serious case. So you better word for word use our legal jargon.
I have a feeling,
in
honestly,
your
they're
news
just like,
program.
hey,
News program.
we'll take 2 minutes. Here's our package. What did they do over at Newsmax? At least they're brave enough to take on the deep state. So they're not going to buckle, right, Matt?
Since Election Day, various guests, attorneys, and elected officials have appeared on Newsmax and offered opinions and claims about Smartmatic and Dominion Systems, both companies that offer voting software in the U.S., and Newsmax would like to clarify its news coverage and note that it has not reported as true certain claims made about these companies. There are several facts our viewers and readers should be aware of. Newsmax has found
Sorry, go ahead.
no evidence that either Dominion or Smartmatic owns the other or has any business association with each other. We have no evidence that Dominion uses Smartmatic software or vice versa. No evidence has been offered that Dominion or Smartmatic use software or reprogrammed software that manipulated votes in the 2020 election. Smartmatic has stated that its software was only used in the 2020 election in Los Angeles, was not used in any battleground state contested by the Trump campaign. Newsmax has no evidence to the contrary. Dominion has stated the company has no ownership relationship with the Pelosi family, the Feinstein family, the Clinton family, Hugo Chavez, or the government of Venezuela. Neither Dominion nor Smartmatic has any relationship with George Soros. Smartmatic is a U.S. company and not owned by the Venezuelan government, Hugo Chavez, or any foreign official or entity. Smartmatic states that it has no operations in Venezuela. While the company did election projects in Venezuela from 2004 to 2017, it was never founded by Hugo Chavez, nor did it have a corrupt relationship with him or the Venezuelan government. For more on this, please go to our website at newsmax.com. Read facts about Dominion Smartmatic that you should know.
Yeah, where we copy and pasted everything about beautiful Smartmatic.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before in my life.
Smartmatic is the most ethical company in America. I have a Smartmatic t-shirt. Please go to their website, buy some Smartmatic merch for your family and friends. Promo code Newsmax.
That was a bombshell.
That was
It was an anti-bombshell.
unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. It was like a black hole. We're just going to suck up every single thing that we've said over the past 4 weeks. Like literally hours and hours and hours and hours of conspiracy being sucked up. Like, I imagine we're going to see like Giuliani on his radio show is going to have to like retract all this stuff.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is going to be like, you're going to turn on Newsmax and like 23 out of 24 hours of the day programming is just going to be like one of those Smartmatic industrials. Like here at Smartmatic, we produce hey, Jimmy, how are you? Hi, Bob. Where to go? Hey, look at our new product here at Smartmatic. That's what
the latest technology, not influenced by Hugo Chavez. Yeah, I mean,
if you want to be in a growth industry, take a job as a Smartmatic industrial voiceover guy. And that's it right there.
You want some great return on your stock? I've heard Smartmatic. They're on the up and up, but they do have a very concise legal team. It seems like they sufficiently scared not just rinky-dink Newsmax, but the big kahuna, or what do you call it? The big white whale.
Yeah,
Fox
exactly.
News. Kahunas was not the right term.
I
Well,
just
they
love.
hired. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I just love the idea that they're passing it off as if that's a news segment. I love like they're fulfilling legal obligations because they're scared, but actually this is just us doing the news. That's a very funny
We've
move.
done some deeper research,
I know.
and it involved how much we could withstand a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and it turns out not that much.
But we have our best reporters on this, and by reporters I mean lawyers.